Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How are you all doing? Welcome back to some more Total War Rome 2 here today on the channel. We're back on our DEI Caesar and Gaul campaign as Julius Caesar. This is episode 4. In today's episode, Caesar and Mark Antony are going to be pushing against Vercingetorix for the Battle of Alesia. So, if you like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new around here with notifications on, and let me know in the comments feedback and suggestions for the series thus far, and where you'd like me to expand and conquer. In the last episode, Vercingetorix attacked me on the sort of river line here through the narrow pass. We managed to defeat him, his army, throw him back and mortally wound him. Previously to that, we took Massalia for Rome, and we also took out the Helvetii and Octoduron. So let me know comments, guys, where you'd like me to expand and conquer, and if you're not enjoying this series, feel free to leave a dislike. So currently we have sort of the western part of northern Italy. Have taken a nice chunk of southeastern Gaul. We currently have 6 armies in operation. We currently have Lego 1 here with Julius Caesar himself. We also have Mark Antony here with Legion 3. We have another army here on the border here against the Nervii. Diplomacy has changed a little bit in Caesar in Gaul in our campaign. We've got some enemies, a lot of them actually. And we've got another army here defending the border. We were able to seize some Gaulish territory. God, this fog is terrible. I can't see anything through our lands that we've taken from the Arverni. So diplomacy-wise, we currently are at war with the Nervii, which is unfortunate, with Boganatus, a very formidable king and chieftain for the Nervii up in the north. They are a Celtic tribe. We are also at war with their puppet state. We are at war with a Germanic tribe to the far east as well, so we might have a battle against them. I've had to strengthen the garrisons in Menelodunum and Octoduron, sending Brutus back to defend the pass as Germanic tribes are pushing through the Alps with their king. So we've got 2 armies here at half strength. We've had to get some local Ligurian levies and Cisalpine levies as well, just to help us there. But in today's episode, we're going to have the battle for Alesia, and hopefully defeating here today once and for all the Arverni Gauls. Looking at the campaign map, the Nervii are still quite strong to the north. We've still got the Suebi there to the far east, and there are some smaller Celtic tribes on the west coast here in Aquitaine. There's also some Celt-Iberian as well. We've still got our allies there in the Vacontii, and maybe we can set some co-war targets. Actually, you know what, Vacontii, could you maybe potentially intercept those Germanic tribes, their Germanic king on the pass there, because they do have some armies throughout my lands. Like, they don't even really need to be defending their area. Like, numerically, they've got quite a lot of numbers there. But without further ado, we're going to declare war upon Vercingetorix now. So who is he at war with firstly? These guys here in Bordeaux. Right, so I'm going to ask you if I can join your war for a bit of a payment, and they've accepted. 600 to go to war with the Gauls. I'm more than happy with that. So let's allow Caesar to push up to Alesia, and we're going to try and siege it out as best as we can, try and construct all those walls around the city. So Vercingetorix is inside, decent amount of cavalry, some heavier swordsmen. Yeah, they have really good quality, and as it is currently the region capital, it does have a lot of garrison reinforcements. So I'm curious to see Fontio there as well. So they only have 2 territories left, the Gauls. Well, I'm happy to burn a couple of turns and actually build adequate siege equipment to take out Alesia. We've got a really nice front line here on the west, defending against the Nervii, which have had some blitzkrieg lightning raids hit us, and I do fear the Germanic tribes to the far east. So we'll end the turn and continue and see the Nervii. What's the nerve of them? Okay, this is kind of eerily similar to what happened in real life, obviously without the walls, of course, but Vercingetorix has called for aid. Wow, he's united the neighboring tribes under the defense of Alesia. So we've got a 5-star Nervii commander. Wowee, so we are quite outnumbered, to say the least. We have 7,260 against 10,000 Nervii and Avani Gauls. Wow, I'm definitely going to have to chuck a hard save on this, just in case we have a game crash or programs crash, which tend to happen often to me. Wowee, so who is this guy? Ad Bogi. A Bogai. I don't know who he is. Be quite fitting if he was the son of Bulganatus. But no matter, Mark Antony and Julius Caesar will be once again fighting a outnumbered defensive battle. So let's fight this one on the field here today. The Battle of Alesia 54 BC. We're going to be fighting the Gauls on the field of battle, with the Nervii coming in to intercept the Romans before they have a chance to build up siege equipment and build the magnificent walls around Alesia. Okay guys, welcome to the battle map. It is thick and foggy in Alesia, in Gaul. They have decided to fight this here on the field of battle with visibility low. It's going to allow them to be, well, quite spooky. Oh, that's a shame. Okay, damn. Okay, it's going to allow, incredibly low visibility. So unfortunately, it does look like the reinforcing army of Mark Antony is actually coming in a foolish position, and it could easily get intercepted by the Gauls. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have quite a strong long front line that can be rather pragmatic, that can push up in help if need be, because I imagine the AI, especially what I would do, would be to straight up try and divide and conquer my forces. So if we need to close the distance between the Gauls and Mark Antony, that could be a definite possibility. So for now, we'll just chuck Caesar's legionary cavalry and Caesar himself on our far right flank, ready to gain and gobble up ground to protect Mark Antony's overcommitment. Legionaries on the left and right, and then we'll have the Marian legionaries in the center. The veterans can be on the flanks, skirmishers there, and the baggage train can stay back further with the line. So what we'll try and do is we'll try and push up. Oh, we're going in blind, which I can't stand. But it's probably, to be honest, our best bet. Try and move our siege equipment up here as well. Rightio, man. Quickly, double time, move out. Looks like the Nervii are going to be moving up here slightly. Our reinforcements have arrived. Well, yeah, basically try and pull as far to the left as you can. Okay, so they seem to be forming up slightly. And they weren't sort of centralized overly that much. So what we can do now is maybe try and just turn inside ourselves here, because it's not as detrimental as it potentially could have been. I'm not going to lie, but we can make this work big time. Ballista, you're nearly in a clear range there, to be perfectly honest. Unfortunately, due to how this battle sort of turned out here, we might need to halt and drop that siege equipment and potentially bring it further back. But it does look like my cavalry here is going to be able to shield and shepherd Mark Antony's reinforcements. So we'll quickly form up a front line here, just in case the Nervii decide to come. So they don't particularly need to hug that side as much as I would have thought, and we're already getting some Scorpion shots off here. They are managing somehow to arc their shots nice and up over the top, which is a great sign. So if you guys can sort of bombard maybe these melee, slightly heavier ones. Alright, quickly now. Alright, Caesar and his cavalry is shielding the reinforcements. Slowly but surely trickling in. Mark Antony, being rather ambitious, was fortunate not to get caught there. I'm not going to lie. And it does look like already we have some heavy Gaulish cavalry trying to flank us here. And what's our best bet for that? Maybe just saying, because there's not that many men, maybe just try and specifically target it. Try and meet it before it hits us. They have come up rapidly fast. Yeah, it does look like they were going to hit us there anyway. So they're going to try and charge that. We'll try and get that baggage train around. We'll try and send Mark Antony over to this side now. Okay, so the Gauls are sending in their heavier cavalry to try and soften up the veteran legionaries on the flanks. With this small lack of cohesion. Come on. Oh, how we gave a command. Send in Mark Antony there. The baggage train is going to be a little bit slower behind. But you can send these guys down here. We can't allow our skirmishers to be hit with impunity. Yeah, now they're just running ragged through our ranks. Come on, someone stick to it. Yeah, there we go. We caught them now. Took a bit though. Alright, continue to push there. And then we'll reorganize our front line now. Okay, the order's being given. It's turning into squeaky bum time here now because the armies are slowly coming into position. Yeah, so they are trying to head charge the front line here with some cavalry. Okay, and they've got some spearmen here and stuff. They're trying to hit my baggage train there. Alright, if you want to go and hit that, that's your fault. Let's try and pull back my skirmishers here where we can. One of our units has used all its ammunition. Alright. We might as well allow Mark Antony to hit the side of that. With this low visibility and a lot of moving parts. Unfortunately, my baggage trains there has been intercepted, and it's probably gone. Ah, that's just such a pain because it's such a slowly moving piece of equipment there. We've just, yeah, we're gonna lose too many trying to gain it back, unfortunately. Pull Mark Antony out here though. Right, we're trying to get swordsmen on our right flank quick enough. But it's just taking a little bit of time. Alright, so peel out the cavalry here. Allow my skirmish cav here to hit those guys that engage them, and you hit this as well. Okay, artillery wise, try and hit where you can. That there as well. My right flank is definitely the most vulnerable. You can see what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get guys into position there where we can. Right, these guys need to be basically on a skirmish mode, but they don't seem to be, yeah. You'd think horse cav would be defaulted to skirmish. You would assume as much. Right, my front line seems to be holding for now. And even though... yeah, there's just too many flanking me here. And we are getting into position. But unfortunately, it's nearly not quick enough. Right, this needs to be dealing with that, and you need to be dealing with this, and you need to be here. That baggage train there's been caught. We can do some hammer and anvil strikes there, but that's not looking good. Right, so unfortunately that baggage train is now gone. I've got some additional cavalry here. You're skirmishers. Like, why are you getting caught? Like, not even fucking skirmishing properly. How pathetic and stupid could you be? Right, our front line is holding incredibly well here. With bombardments. My right flank is looking better. But far out, that could have been bad. Okay, my right flank is the one that's actually struggling. Let's throw down some buffs with Caesar and Antony. Yeah, it's basically this. Which is a shame. Okay, right. Cavalry, cavalry, that's fine. If you want to be fighting me head on, it's silly, but I respect it. Right, these guys are on skirmish mode. Try and skirmish these spears that have been drawn out. The left-hand side is incredibly fine here. This side, not so much. Just due to I thought I could get a lot of my guys quickly further back and around. Look, you know what? Potentially these two just need to come back here. They've just enveloped me. I misjudged the time of sending reinforcements there. In hindsight, what I should have done is just quickly shuffled. It's a pain to micromanage, but shuffling them individually down the line one by one would have saved on added time. That's why they sort of swung around here, because there was no one here holding quick enough. Because now what we're going to have to do is sporadically reform like that. Okay, continuing to skirmish out these guys is still a good idea. Alright, cavalry. What we could nearly do now, as we are so competently holding this left-hand side here, we could very well potentially maybe even do some flanking maneuvers pretty early on. Front line's holding. Same within the second line. But they have just caught us there. Oh, and I think we're doing alright there, because we seem to be pushing them back. Which is excellent. It just made my... essentially... oh, they've hit my baggage trains. So maybe that's it. Maybe they were trying to focus them, which will limit severely the supply lines of us in Gaul. Interesting strategy. I kind of respect it. Right, my horse archers aren't doing very well here. So the unit that's catched them is actually one unit of medium cavalry. Yeah, so we can start pivoting here now. Because we've been so decisive on this left flank, we'll try and swing around centrally now. Okay, on this right-hand side... yeah, now Mark Antony's getting hit. Man, oh man. In an alternative history, we don't want Mark Antony dying on the fields of Alesia. Alright, let's throw out maybe a battle cry, potentially. Just to get some damage up on them. Alright, swing around here now. Did we ever come close to dealing with that cavalry? Yeah, we'll continue to skirmish out them. Hitting these Nervii units. So, I don't know just yet, depending how decisive we can win this. Was it a blessing in disguise for the Nervii to be drawn out here? Look, you know what? Mark Antony and Caesar have both seen this lighter melee unit overextend and both on the same wavelength, oozing with confidence, are going to charge them both in the back there. On a similar wavelength, both of them. Caesar and Mark Antony. So, my flanking maneuver on the left flank is working swimmingly, along with artillery bombardment. We are holding out from a lot of peerless shots. My right flank is holding still for now, and even the small envelopment, we've managed to push back and save some of the baggage train, with further units fleeing there. Let's reform Mark Antony and Caesar into a better position. Allow them to hit that. Good. It looks like we saved those skirmish cav there. Okay, you can come further down within this position. Okay, let's quickly push down and carve up the remaining of the enemy line. Continue to bombard where we can as well. Yeah, like if I was to hit something into that, I wanted to be curious to see how well it would do. Okay, good. It looks like all these spear units that were intertwined and fighting there originally have been freed up, which is massive. We'll try and get some shots off here with our ballista, but like I said, I don't know how well they sort of shoot up and over the front line, to be honest. Is it going to be clipping too many Romans to a man? I potentially think so. Alright. They're now buckling, which is perfect. Come on, swing around into that, please. Alright, skirmishers are doing alright sitting here. And now with that Nervii cavalry taken out, alright, let's swing on those last little buffs. Seeing as the battle is going a little bit longer, we potentially might need a sort of a second wind on some of them. Oh, okay. There's been a little bit of a break there, which is unfortunate. Maybe, I'm not entirely sure exactly, but a good Gaulish push there has gone in, and we should respond adequately and just like fire up in that mosh pit. Yeah, my right flank is broken there. Friendly fire, potentially. But to be honest, I'm not entirely sure why it's done that. Cabin crews getting their last little shots off there. Yeah, okay. So that is massively broken off. Wow, okay. They must have had some crazy buff somewhere. Oh well, no matter. We're still making our way down that front line. And we have a lot of cavalry and stuff that can flank. God, when you're dealing with two armies, it's just so micro-intensive. Alright, yeah, try and push down into that then. You additionally try and skirmish that sort of stuff off. Yeah, let's just try and get my ballista units out. I know they were slightly weakened, potentially just due to the quality. But apart from that, I'm quite surprised that they broke there like that. To be fair, he's a 5-star Nervii commander, so he's quite competent, along with Vercingetorix on the field. At the end of the day, we're in a foreign country. They are fighting for their independence. Alright. Continue to push and hold where you can. Push that front line there. Maybe it's just the skirmishers. Maybe that's got more to do with it than you'd actually think. Disrupt these skirmishers then. Alright, continue to flank here where you can. Yeah, so already we're moving them around. Man, oh man, victory in Gaul didn't come easy for Caesar, and this is why numerically they have so much to their advantage. We are slowly moving down here now. Yeah, go after cavalry. Go after them there. Where's Mark Antony? Maybe just trying to get him and... Maybe even just trying to get him and Caesar in to help is probably not a bad idea. Okay, it looks like some of my other cavalry here. I reckon that's Vercingetorix in there. Yeah, it is. With their ammunition, they should probably come out and help. Alright, phew. We've got them on the back foot here now, guys. But man, oh man. It has been a bloody occasion. I wonder if I can find the man. Can't seem to see Vercingetorix. An enemy general is dead. Potentially that could have very well been him. We've got a legion here and a cavalry unit coming in strong. Some Gauls are still holding at the back. We'll send in a Gallic cohort. But realistically, pretty early on, what we should be doing is trying to get as many of our cavalry into a position to run down the remaining stragglers. The more we can run down here today, the fewer we'll have to face within the siege, and more Roman lives we will save. So we've managed to surround a small pocket here of Gauls fighting to the bitter end, an auxiliary unit along with a cavalry unit. Mark Antony, is it? It's not Mark Antony, is it? Yeah, it is. Mark Antony is in the thick of it along with other legionaries. Kill the man with no pants! There we go. You gotta give it to him. Even surrounded in defeat, they're fighting to the bitter end. We've only just snatched victory there. Phew! Alrighty. With victory. We have victory here today. Thank the gods. Thank Jupiter. Oh my god. So, couple things there. Mark Antony having a incredibly unlucky deployment zone is something to reflect on. There's not really too much you can do about that RNG, that randomly generated outcome. To be honest, I thought I was okay. Maybe I slipped into a little bit of a sort of lackadaisical approach. Maybe I gained... I thought the cavalry would have been fine, and seeing they avoided the imminent danger of getting ambushed, essentially, I thought that we would still have enough time to rally up with the full line. Unfortunately, the main problem is that my right flank got exposed, trying to drag over further of Mark Antony's units to that. Instead of, in hindsight, what I should have done is I should have micromanaged. It would have been a pain, but I guess I was just lazy. I didn't do it. So instead of, I should have dragged just to save it, because they saw the weakness and they pushed, and a lot of missile, baggage train got caught there, maybe even some other cavalry, Mark Antony, and some units got caught there. We actually won it back quite well, but even towards the end there, we were still sort of recovering from that flank. But regardless, guys, we have victory. We have victory here today against Vercingetorix, a close victory at the Battle of Alesia. So we deployed 7,260 and we lost 3,774. They deployed 1,100. So, to be honest, they did outnumber us by 4,000 men. However, looking at the casualties sustained and casualties inflicted, the Novii only have 400 men remaining, and only 1,300 men were able to retreat back to the city of Alesia itself. Looking at our legions, they fought incredibly well. 334, 296, mostly rounding up to about 300 kills per Marian Legionary and Veteran Legionary. Ballista did well, 239, but our Scorpions, we lost them unfortunately, I would say. They did manage to get 308 kills though, getting that rapid fire, high octane Gatling gun approach off. It's sometimes worth just to stick yourself on that thing and rain fire and bolts upon the enemy. Archers did well, 216, along with the Balearic Slingers, and Caesar did well as well. Looking at the army, we only can see the Nervii. Cavalry did well, 100. The heaviers, not as much, 53, 19, and 80. But we've taken out Vercingetorix for the second time, and hopefully we can push on and defeat the Gauls here today. Okay guys, welcome to the campaign map. Alrighty, so I still think the Nervii sweeping in and then Vercingetorix being forced to make a rash decision, to say the least, to push through and sort of hit us on the approaching siege was a bad decision. So Caesar did lose, wow, 3 units of legionaries, a unit of ballista and the baggage train, and oh, did Mark Antony die? No. No, please, no. Did he? Oh no, we'll kill the captives. Did Mark Antony die? In the siege of Alesia? He might have. Oh, he did too. Oh, the poor bugger. Okay, we'll bring in... we'll just bring in Marcus there.
Ready for battle.
Yeah, an honorable death. Marcus Julius, yeah. Because he took my name when I adopted him. We'll see in the family tree. Oh no, Mark Antony in this alternative history at 54 years of age. Marcus Julius Antonius has died. Oh no! Oh, that's a shame. He does have a child, Tarpia Skorofa. I have a feeling that's a daughter. Potentially we could marry it in, but Mark Antony has fallen in the siege of Alesia. No! Oh, that's infuriating. But that's sometimes the RNG of Total War, the randomness. Oh, that's such a shame. Caesar pushed to the limit. Oh, now Gaul will burn to the ground. Vercingetorix, submit to me. Wowee. Man, that's such a shame. Oh, because the minor characters can actually die in this game. Oh, that is such a shame there. Well, with Vercingetorix dying for the second time, Alesia, their capital, taken. With Vesontio only left, I would say that the Gauls from pretty much now are no more. They don't even have an army inside. Put in the comments, rip Mark Antony, forever young, the young wolf. Oh, that's such a shame. However, he has left a child, and we've still got Decimus Julius Brutus and Secundus Julius there as well. So, with the Arverni defeated in Vercingetorix in the siege of Alesia, I guess the chapter on the Arverni Gauls is over. We still are at war with the Nervii and Borgonatus, and of course we will be looking to try and hunt the Swabian king Ariovistus soon as well. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below your feedback for the series, and if you would like to see more, that's the best way to ensure more content. Leave a dislike if you're not enjoying the series. Check out my social media links if you want to stay connected with me. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Highly recommend Twitter. Every single time I post a video, a tweet goes out. It's much more reliable than the YouTube sub box. These days, to get all the notifications for the channel, you have to click the bell, of course, to join the notifications squad. I do enjoy reading those comments. Patreon and merchandise link in the description below, along with the Steam group. Come and join the community on Steam. And on that note, unfortunately, I have to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching once again. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye.